America's richest woman, died in poverty.
Money alone can't bring you happiness, but money alone has not brought me unhappiness.
So said Barbara Hutton, America's richest woman. Of course, there was a caveat.
I won't say my husband's thought only of money, but it had a certain fascination for some of them.
Hutton's love life was extremely turbulent, but her money didn't last either. Let's see why. Barbara was the daughter of Franklin Laws Hutton. He was the founder of Woolworths. At 18, Barbara was introduced to society. Her debutante ball cost a jaw-dropping $80,000. It was 1930, the year after the Wall Street crash. Then she met Georgian Prince Alexis Simdivani. They were married in Paris when she was 20 years old. A few months after the marriage, Hutton turned 21. She came into her inheritance of more than $20 million. Smart investments later allowed her to double this fortune. Hutton bought luxurious villas in different countries. She and the prince divorced 2 years later. Simdivani died in a car accident shortly after the divorce. Within 24 hours after divorce, Hutton remarried. Her new husband was a Danish count, Kurt von Haugwitz-Reventlow. That marriage lasted only 3 years, but it produced Hutton's only son, Lance, in 1936. Soon after his birth, Barbara became seriously ill. Lance grew up surrounded by bodyguards. His parents feared kidnapping. He became a successful race car driver. Lance would die in a plane crash at 37 in 1972. Hutton married the famous actor Cary Grant in 1942. In 1945, she was granted a divorce on grounds of mental cruelty. Barbara claimed Grant was too focused on his acting. She complained about him ignoring her needs. Barbara said she would never remarry.
You can't go on being a fool forever.
But in 1947, she married Prince Igor Trubetskoy. Ill health plagued her during the marriage. She underwent major surgery for a kidney ailment. When Trubetskoy filed for divorce, Barbara attempted suicide. However, they were divorced in 1951. 2 years later, Barbara married Dominican diplomat Porfirio Rubirosa. Rubirosa was a notorious international playboy. He was having an affair with Chacha Gabor. At the same time, this marriage only lasted 53 days, but it was enough for Rubirosa to buy himself a plane and a string of ponies. Hutton's sixth marriage was to Baron Gottfried von Kram. She married the German tennis star in 1955. They quietly divorced by mutual agreement. 4 years later, von Kram died in a car crash in 1976. In 1964, Barbara Hutton married her seventh and last husband. She met Prince Pierre Raymond Donwin Champassac in Tangier. This marriage fell apart after a little more than a year. Barbara Hutton never married again after 1966. In 1969, a cataract surgery left her with impaired vision. 2 years later, she tripped on a carpet and broke her hip. She delayed seeking treatment. This resulted in complications. Hutton's wealth was shrinking rapidly. She liquidated her assets and spent her final years alone. Barbara Hutton lived at the Beverly Wilshire Hotel in LA. She died from a heart attack in May 1979, aged 66. All that remained of her fortune was a measly $3,500.